Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. It's Joe and it's time for Puck It with Joe, a sports grid of Sports Grid TV. We've only got 4 games on the slate tonight and we made money last night. So I really hope you guys followed some of those plays yesterday. We were able to get the Sharks for another road win, gave us great plus money. We also were this close, and I mean this close to hitting that 59-1 Jack Luke and Quinn Hughes anytime goals. So hopefully you parlayed those as well as took them separately, like I suggested. Luke Hughes got us plus 700 for his anytime goal. Jack Hughes at plus 145, and Quinn Hughes being the brother who did fail us from the Vancouver Canucks, but definitely great money yesterday. Congratulations, James, on everything you cashed. The Vancouver, New Jersey game was absolutely brilliant. And it was bittersweet for me yesterday. You guys know I went to the Calgary Flames game and I took the Minnesota Wild first team to score in the first period at plus 130. And it cashed. And then Calgary was never able to catch up. Now, we didn't get Mackenzie Weegar for the anytime goal, which I wish we would have got. That was at plus 700, but we did get Connor Zary. We were getting great plus money on Connor Zary as well, but Calgary unable to pull out that win. Thankfully, I didn't bet anything else on Calgary for the full game. Felt like a kind of traitor there when I put my hand up for a high five with all of my friends when the Minnesota Wild scored first. So, you guys, we got 4 games on deck today. Hopefully, we can make some more money like we did yesterday. It was definitely a profitable day. On the ice for all of us. If you guys tailed and some of those bets I know you guys were dropping in the comments looked really solid as well. So 4 games today. We have the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Dallas Stars and the Florida Panthers, the Vegas Golden Knights and the St. Louis Blues and the Carolina Hurricanes and the Edmonton Oilers. Now, just like always, we're going to go over each and every single one of these games. I'm going to give you my best bets and player props in each and every one of them. It doesn't mean I'm betting everyone. You guys can probably tell exactly which ones I am betting, the ones I feel more passionate about. So the first game here, we're going to kick off with the Dallas Stars taking on the Florida Panthers. Now the Dallas Stars rolling in here as the dog on the road, and we know how phenomenally strong this team has been on the road. They're sitting here at plus 100, minus 120 here for the Florida Panthers, total 6.5. Now the 6.5 is juiced to that under and minus 134, plus 100 if you like the under. I can't get behind the over in this game. I do think this is an under 6.5 at that minus 134 mark. Jake Ottinger and the Dallas Stars have been phenomenally strong. On the road, sitting 8-2-1 on the road this season. Now, Jake Ottinger has a 2.53 goals against average and a 0.1915 save percentage. I do think he, off that hard loss, will have a bounce back game. I do like the Florida Panthers to get the win, but I'm going to double dip on both sides of this game. I do think even if the Florida Panthers get the win and we take them here on the money line, which is coming in at minus 120, it's moved a little. It was minus 118 before. We still see Jake Ottinger go over his save shots on goal. That number coming in at 28.5 save shots on goal at minus 122. Because I think this is a low scoring game, I don't mind taking both sides of this. Jake Ottinger, I really like what we've seen out of him this season. And we look at the Florida Panthers. What they're averaging is 34.1 shots on goal per game, second best overall in the league. And we see the Dallas Stars, this defense really isn't limiting opponents' ability not to get those shots. So we will see the Florida Panthers put up closer to 40 shots on Jake Ottinger in this one. He is going to go over that 28.5 number. I expect this to be maybe 36 shots here for the Florida Panthers. Jake Ottinger to stop the majority of those. I think he saves at least 33 shots on goal. So I am completely comfortable with taking Jake Ottinger over 28.5 save shots on goal and the Florida Panthers to still be able to get the win. I just think this is the Florida Panthers game here. They're off the loss versus the New York Islanders, which they shouldn't have lost. They've got Bobrovsky and Ned, and this defense is really solid at giving him the support. They're holding opponents to 27.6 shots on goal per game, third best overall in the league. Kill coming in at 81.7, and the kill here of the Dallas Stars at 88.7. So the under is the only way I could take this as well. I do think we have defense controlling this game, and it's going to come down to who's going to make a mistake here. I'm just banking on it being the Dallas Stars making those mistakes on the road on the first night of a back-to-back. They've got the Washington Capitals on deck tomorrow. And like I said, it's a hard spot not to take the Dallas Stars here on the road. I do trust them more on the road than at home, but the Florida Panthers team has been so solid at locking down defensively as well. I do think this is their game. Big shout out to each and every one of you for being here. The first period, over 1.5 in the Lightning game. Yeah, I'm going to get on that one as well. And let's jump straight into that game now. You guys bring it up. The Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Total of 6.5, -112 to the over, -108 to the under. Now, when we look at where we're getting with the size, the Tampa Bay Lightning -137, the Pittsburgh Penguins +114. Now, if you like the Penguins on the puck line, there's no value there. +1.5 is -210. If you think Tampa's going to come out and destroy the Penguins here, -1.5 at +172. Looking at this matchup here, while I know a lot of people are liking the Lightning for that sudden revenge, I just don't see it coming here. So if you've been following the Lightning as of late, they just got that revenge game over the Stars where the Stars embarrassed them, and then they came back and answered back. Andrei Vasilevsky got the shutout win, and they won that one 4-0 over the Stars. They had played the Penguins on the 30th. The Penguins beat them on the 30th 4-2. So they played the Penguins, the Stars, and now the Penguins again. And while I think a lot of people are looking at them for another revenge game here, I think they're going to be exhausted from the revenge game versus the Stars in the last game out. So I'm looking for this game to be one the Pittsburgh Penguins can win again. So the Pittsburgh Penguins won that last matchup, like I said, November 30th. So we're like, 7 days ago? They won it 4-2, and they've won a total of the last 5 matchups, including that one. The Penguins just seem to have the Tampa Bay Lightning's number. No team is ever as good as they looked in the last game or as bad as they looked in the last game. So I am taking the Penguins here. And plus, it seems like everyone, all I've been hearing all day in my DMs, people saying, take the Lightning, take the Lightning, take the Lightning. We know the Vegas is around for a reason. And I'm not being a lemming and just following everyone off a cliff with this. So give me the Pittsburgh Penguins here. I like the value on them here on the road. Ryan Rust, I'm going to look at the right winger here for the Penguins. You can take him for his points. It's kind of juicy at -140, but he's had at least a point in 7 of his last 10 games. You can look at Sidney Crosby here for the anytime goal. That's coming in at +140. And you also look at the situation the Lightning are in. The Lightning are not in a great situation with their schedule ahead. They play this game here. It is a Wednesday. They have the Preds on deck to start a 5-game road trip. So they have the Predators and then the Kraken, Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary. So they've got a big road trip on deck. I think their mindset might already be looking at that. But if you want to look at the Lightning here, we know this team is going to be able to find the back of Jari's net. So you can look at Braden Point. You can look at Stamkos, Cirelli as well. All 3 of these players I do have faith in. And also, if you're looking for another way to bet the Tampa Bay Lightning and you don't want to take the Pittsburgh Penguins, what I would do is I'd look at the Lightning for the first goal. You guys know I did it last night with the Minnesota Wild, and that came in, and unfortunately Calgary wasn't able to get back in that game. But when we look at the Tampa Bay Lightning on home ice, they have won on the money line in 35 of their last 45 home games in that first period on the money line. So taking them here to get the first goal, I feel pretty confident in them coming in to get that first goal. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I believe it was +110 earlier in the day for the Tampa Bay Lightning to get the first goal. So I'm kind of all over the place with this one as well. The Lightning's power play is so strong, and neither of these teams I can really trust the defenses. So I do think this one goes over 6.5. So lots I'm liking in this game. My main one, the Pittsburgh Penguins, to pull off another win here on the road and that plus money. I think the Lightning in the first period for the first goal, I could definitely see coming in, and the Penguins then getting back into it. Ryan Rust for his points for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sidney Crosby for the anytime goal for the Pens, and the over 6.5. And you guys are right, that over 1.5 I would look at as well. And you guys, before I forget to mention here, between the Dallas Stars and the Florida Panthers, I forgot to tell you guys a couple of prop bets I was looking at there. The Stars, Jason Robinson has been so strong for them. He's one of their top offensive players. He's got 22 points on this season, 8 goals and 14 assists. So if you're looking for a player to target for the Stars, I'd look at him. Barkov here for the Florida Panthers. He's definitely circled on my bet sheet. He's you can take him for 3+ shots on goal tonight. That's coming in at -125, 22 points on the season. He's had 3 or more shots on goal in 3 of his last 4 games, 7 of his last 10. So those shots are coming. I wouldn't be shocked if Barkov did get a goal tonight, but because I do think this is an under lower scoring game, I don't love taking those anytime goals because we know with puck luck and these guys passing it off between them that anything could happen. And Barkov could just get the assist like we saw Mackenzie Weegar get last night. So I do like his 3+ shots on goal. Let's move on to the next game here, you guys. We got the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the St. Louis Blues. Another revenge spot here for Vegas on the road at -170. +140 here for the St. Louis Blues. Total of 5.5. Juice to that over at -140 to the over. Now, if you like the Vegas Golden Knights on that puck line, -1.5 at +146, absolutely screams value. And you guys know that I love it here. I really do think Vegas is a better team. And I don't think many people can deny that Vegas is a better team than the St. Louis Blues. I think they want to seek instant revenge here. The St. Louis Blues won the matchup on Monday in a shootout, actually 2-1, or sorry, no, it was just overtime, 2-1 win there. I do think Vegas comes out in this one and completely dominates from start to finish. So a couple things I'm looking at, because we know Vegas can drop back and just play a really strong defensive game, is I'm going to look at the St. Louis Blues team total. Their team total at 2.5 to the under at -102. I'm absolutely going to hit Binghamton in net for them, and Logan Thompson in net for the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, we know that he can stop those high danger shots. He's got a 2.33 goals against average, a .919 save percentage. And looking at Jordan Binghamton, he's got a 2.86 goals against average and a .914 save percentage. I keep telling you guys, it's only a matter of time before Jordan Binghamton loses his mind. Oh, Gutsy Picks, I see your comments on Vegas. Vegas has to come out and completely dominate in this one. I hear you. Yeah, big shout out to all of you guys. I know it was really brutal cheering for that first goal last night for Minnesota, wearing my Flames jersey. I told all my friends, and I actually made them bet it before we walked into the stadium last night. So they all made money, but no one would even give me a high five when I put my hand up for a high five. So it just was kind of disappointing. Over 1.5. And what about the both teams to score in the first period? Anthony, which game is that? If it's the Vegas Golden Knights and the St. Louis Blues, I can't get behind both teams to score. I do think we could see that between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I know Andre Vasilevsky is off such a powerful game, but I think it even leans more for me to see those mistakes in this one. Money line yesterday. Which one did you get the money line with? Yeah, the Penguins and the Lightning, the over 1.5 in the first period, and both teams to score in the first period, I definitely think is worth value. And yeah, the under. When we're looking at Vegas and we're looking at the St. Louis Blues, this is an under game. My only fear with taking the full game under is how Vegas is going to come out. They could just completely light up Binghamton's net, and they could go over this total themselves in the first period. I'm not joking, you guys. Vegas on revenge is pretty deadly. So the St. Louis Blues team total, I love isolating that team total under 2.5 at -102. We got the St. Louis Blues off that win over Vegas, and Vegas coming in off the loss over the Blues. Especially with them beating them in the Kingdom, it's hard for Vegas not to want to seek major revenge. So first period for the Vegas Golden Knights here, I love -0.5 goal at +148 on that puck line. I also like them for the full game, -1.5 goals at +150. The first period under 1.5 is a lean as well, because I do think that St. Louis won't score. It's just a matter of how many goals Vegas would take. So I do like Vegas's bet in the first period on that puck line way better than looking at the under 1.5. And then the whole game, I'm going to stay off it because, like I said, I could see Vegas scoring 4, 5 goals in this one. And if the Blues somehow get in one, it's going to put us over that total of 5.5. So prop bets tonight, I'm liking in this one. You got to look at Jack Eichel. We know how phenomenally strong he is for the Vegas Golden Knights. You can take him for over 1.5 points in this game. That's coming in at plus 185. We know he's been a point machine this season for Vegas. 28 points on the season. That's 11 goals and 17 assists. William Karlsson here as well, looking at his points, over half a point. It's juicy though at minus 161. I'm not sure if I'd take him up to those 2 points. He's got 23 points on the season, averaging 0.9 points per game. So just under that point, he scored 11 goals and has had 12 assists. So I do think he will either get the goal or the assist in this game tonight. The last game, we've got the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Now, current odds on this, the Carolina Hurricanes, incredible value at plus 100. And there is no other way I can look. I'm not trusting the Edmonton Oilers. And I know we've got Connor McDavid coming back into form. Edmonton coming in at minus 120. And I think almost if the roles were reversed here and we're getting plus 100 on the Edmonton Oilers, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with it. But then starting to look at their time that they've had off, I do think we're going to see not rust coming into this game, but a little bit of a slower start for these players connecting together to start this game. Total 6.5, minus 134 to the over. We all understand why this one is juiced to the over. I would not bet this game to the under. The offensive firepower on both sides. My problem with the Oilers to start this game is Connor McDavid has been away from the team for a bit. He was inducted into the Canada's Walk of Fame last weekend. So he hasn't been practicing. They also gave other players some time off to heal up. So I do think we're going to get the slow start out of the Edmonton Oilers to start this game. What I'm going to look at is the Carolina Hurricanes three-way first period, which means you can't get, if it finishes 1-1, 2-2 in that first period, you're not going to get your money back like the money line. They have to win the first period to cash your bet. That's coming in at plus 190. Now, you could also take them on that puck line, which is laying the half a goal at plus 165. Either way, they still have to win the first period. Just if you find on FanDuel the three-way first period bet at plus 190, it's better than the puck line, laying the half a goal at plus 165. You're getting more value. It's exactly the same bet, you guys. So go find the bet that gives you more value for your money. That's a three-way. No push bet in the first period. They have to win this. Just like covering that puck line, they have to win that first period. They can't push it. So I do think that is a solid way to go. I'm also going to take the Carolina Hurricanes at plus 100 to win this game fully overall. The first period is my favorite bet of this game, though. We know how dangerous Edmonton can be. And we know Edmonton likes to come out and get those first goals on the board. I am just not buying into it with how much rest this team has had. They won their last 4. They got the win over the Jets 3-1 last Thursday. They got the shootout win over Vegas. That was a 5-4. They got an 8-2 win over the Ducks and the Capitals 5-0. So those were their last 4 games, but they've been off since last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is, 6 days later, they're hitting back on the ice. Connor McDavid hasn't been around. Lots of these players got rest. I just don't think that we can see Edmonton come straight out of the gate rolling hot. Now, I do think over the course of the game, Edmonton gets back in it after Carolina goes up in that first period. So we'd be crazy not to look at Connor McDavid here. We know he's been back on fire. Connor McDavid, 2+ points, is coming in at plus 100. So you got to take him for a lot. But 3 out of the 4 of his last games, he's got multi points in those games. So I would look at him. I'd look at Leon Draisaitl. If you're looking for the player that I've really got circled for the Carolina Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho coming out here for the point tonight. And let me check. I've got noted here that I took him for a point at plus 290. I'm pretty sure that's Sebastian Aho for the anytime goal, because otherwise that is just crazy, the point at that value. Yeah, his point tonight is -162. It is the anytime goal for Sebastian Aho that's coming in at +240. So I like that. I've already bet that one, and I think we can look at it. Any other players you're looking, and the value has dropped since this morning. It's now +190 for Sebastian Aho for the anytime goal here. You can look at Seth Jarvis as well. I like what we've seen out of Seth. He's been phenomenal out there on the ice. He's +230 for the anytime goal. Evander Kane coming in for Edmonton at +185. We know the Kane has been able to get some really solid goals and being able to kind of pull this team together when they're struggling. So you guys, that's what I'm liking. Lots to like on the ice tonight with only 4 games. You're liking Jarvis as well. Yeah, Sebastian Aho for the anytime goal and Connor McDavid. You guys, we know Connor McDavid's going to get those points. And Ranta, I'm completely fine with Ranta in net for the Carolina Hurricanes. You look at Ranta, 3.33 goals against average and a .859 save percentage. You got Skinner on the other side, so it balances it out. Skinner's got a 3.16 at .881 save percentage. Edmonton is doing a better job of giving him protection, but you look at Carolina here, their power play is hitting at 21.4, and I know Edmonton's power play at 26.6, but I do think this team can find the back of Skinner's net. If I had to choose between Ranta and Skinner and my life depended on it, there is no way I would trust in Skinner in this one. It would be Ranta, and I think he can hold tight for us in this one tonight. So you guys, that's everything here tonight. If you're looking for the teams straight up where you could kind of like parlay them together, I do think the Florida Panthers can get the win. The Pittsburgh Penguins, the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Carolina Hurricanes. So those are my 4 straight up winners. As for totals, it would have to be the Canes and Edmonton to the over, Vegas and the St. Louis Blues to the under, the Dallas Stars and the Florida Panthers to the under, and the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Tampa Bay Lightning to the over. That being said, as we broke down these games, I really did stress to you guys the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas game. It's St. Louis that I don't trust in getting those goals. So it's their team total under the 2.5 that I absolutely love because we know Vegas can explode. It's also when I'm looking at the Carolina Hurricanes here, them for the first period. It's definitely my favorite bet of this full game is taking them 3-way no push in the first period at +190. I do think they can get the job done there. The under between the Dallas Stars and the Florida Panthers, but the Florida Panthers getting the win and Jake Ottinger going over his save shots because Florida is still going to pepper him in this game. The defense does allow those shots on goal, and the Pittsburgh Penguins to get us that plus money. Again, everything. You guys, everyone over here, I'm not sure what happened. I got a green screen of death. I was just telling everyone live on TikTok. It went completely green. My computer turned off and then my Mac turned back on. So not sure what happened, but I appreciate each and every one of you for sticking around here. Let's make some freaking money on the ice tonight. Let everyone know what you're liking, what you're betting. Let's help each other and make some freaking money. If you got a great parlay that you want to drop in the comments, please do so people can tell you. I tell you, I was just praying for Quinn Hughes to get that last goal of the game last night. If he would have just been able to get some of those shots, and I was watching him out there on my phone when I was at the Calgary game, and I was like, we were this close, you guys, because Luke Hughes was my biggest question mark getting that goal. So if you have a parlay like that, please drop it below. Let everyone know what you're betting and what players you're targeting as well. Let's make some freaking money. I will see you tomorrow, 5:30 Eastern. You can also check out all of my content over on Sports Grid with Thursday Night Football tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. Check out the app as well. You can follow me over there. All of my bets are up on the app, all of my videos. So you guys have a great day. We will talk to you soon. All the best. Bye, guys.